Hey guys, Chris here. I just want to make a quick video showing you how to fix this G7X Mark II. I know a lot of you guys are having the exact same problem as I was having for the longest time. The screen gets loose, and it's very annoying, and it actually can damage your phone pretty good if you don't do something with it. So in this video, I'll show you a really quick, simple, and cheap fix to get it fixed permanently. The problem with this screen is, unlike the old G7X that just went out like this one actually has two arms that pivot. And that out here is a lot of weight for these two little screws. And these two screws, they didn't put any lock washers or anything to hold them in place. So this was bound to fail. And almost everybody I talk to that has this camera, the same thing happens. You know, their screen gets loose. I spent the longest time, at least, you know, like a couple months, carrying around a little screwdriver in my camera bag. So every time they got loose, I could take my screwdriver and tighten these little screws. Which, you know, wasn't bad at first. It would, you know, after like a week or so, the camera would loosen up and the screen would come out. So I'd get my little screwdriver. But it got to be then every day this happened, and then all of a sudden, like 3, 4, 5 times a day, every time I want to shoot something, I got to screw in this little screen. So, you know, this is super inconvenient, and it will actually damage your camera. It'll strip out the screw holes if you don't do something eventually about it. So I'll get right into it on how to fix the camera. Super simple. I'll make this a really short video. Alright guys, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a little screwdriver of Phillips that'll fit the head of the screw. And you need this right here. This is Loctite thread locker. There's two versions. There's one that's permanent, and you want to make sure you get the removable one. Because if there is something wrong with your camera or you have to change the screen, you want to be able to get it out. You don't want to have to fight those screws and break something. Alright, so here's your camera here. The only thing holding this screen on is these two screws right here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these two screws. They're really tiny if you haven't seen them before. That's the size of the screw right there. Not very much holding it. Alright, so I got one removed. Here's the other one. Now this camera, I've actually used this thread seal. So this shows you that you can remove these after you do this. It's not a permanent thing, but I did do this 6 months ago and it hasn't came loose one time. So it's a semi-permanent. It will last a long time, but you can reverse it if you need to. So that's very helpful. You don't want to destroy your camera in the process. So what you're gonna do, all you do is you take your little screw, and this stuff's very watery, so careful when you go to put it on. All you need is a little tiny dab of that, and you put it right back in the screw hole. And there's the second one. Take it and you screw it down tight. And I usually like to take it and go backwards a few threads just to make sure you're not going to strip it out the way it's supposed to be. There you go. So you want to let that sit for about 10 minutes or so. Really longer is better. If you are going to leave it overnight, it would really be the best thing to let the thread seals really seal up in there. Alright guys, there you go. It's as simple as that. And it will stay in place for a long time. I mean, I carry this thing in my pocket. I slam it around all the time. I am not gentle with this. And the screen hasn't even once come loose. So I'm very impressed with that. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you next time.